Each morning, as the sun rises, a new chapter unfolds, filled with possibilities waiting to be embraced. With every sunrise, God extends an invitation to step into His grace, leaving behind the weight of yesterday. Each new day is a sacred opportunity for renewal, a chance to realign our hearts with His purpose and embrace the divine intervention He has already set in motion. No matter what burdens we carried through the night, the dawn is a reminder that God's mercies are new every morning, that His faithfulness never ceases, and that hope is always within reach. Yet, for many, the burdens of yesterday linger. Stress from work that keeps them awake at night, financial struggles that make each decision feel overwhelming, strained relationships that weigh on the heart, or the echoes of past failures that whisper discouragement. The responsibilities of life can feel like an anchor, pulling us down into exhaustion, making it difficult to rise each morning with hope. Have you ever felt like no matter how much effort you give, you are still stuck in the same place? These are the moments when faith is tested, when we're called to trust in God's strength rather than our own. Life often feels like an uphill climb, and strength seems just out of reach. The weight of responsibilities can press heavily on the heart, making it difficult to move forward with confidence. But even in uncertainty, God is able. His power knows no limits, His love is unshakable, and His plans for you exceed anything you can imagine. Today we stand in His presence, lifting our eyes above the struggles and into His divine perspective. We refuse to let fear, doubt, or past disappointments dictate our future. Instead, we declare victory, strength, and breakthrough over our lives. God is not just a distant force, unreachable and uninvolved. He is as close as the breath you take, as near as the quiet whisper in your heart. Think about the times when an unexpected provision arrived just when you needed it, or when you felt an unexplainable peace in the middle of chaos. Perhaps it was the moment a friend called right when you were feeling alone, or when a job opportunity opened after months of uncertainty. These are not coincidences. They're the fingerprints of a loving Father who is deeply involved in every detail of your life. He walks beside you, carrying you when you cannot stand, and guiding you when you cannot see. Even when you feel unseen or unheard, He is working behind the scenes, aligning circumstances in ways you cannot yet comprehend. His presence is constant, and His love is unwavering. He is present in your every moment, intimately aware of every challenge and every prayer whispered in the quiet of the night. He is the one who turns impossibilities into testimonies, who brings light into the darkest places, and who provides a way where none seems to exist. He sees beyond the obstacles and into the miracle that is already unfolding. Even when we do not perceive it, He is orchestrating every detail in divine order. His ways are higher, His timing is perfect, and His promises never fail. When the road ahead seems uncertain, He is the lamp unto your feet and the light upon your path. When fear whispers lies of inadequacy and failure, His truth speaks louder. You are chosen. You're seen. You're deeply loved. When the weight of discouragement threatens to steal your joy, He reminds you that His joy is your strength. Even in seasons of waiting, His faithfulness remains unwavering, and His purpose for your life stands firm. So today, breathe deeply. Release every worry into His hands. Step forward in faith, knowing that you are not alone. No matter what the day holds, no matter what battles you face, God is able. His presence goes before you, His strength upholds you, and His promises secure you. Trust in His unfailing power, and watch as He turns your burdens into blessings, your trials into testimonies, and your doubts into declarations of faith. God of miracles, I come before you today acknowledging that your power is greater than my problems. You have parted seas, moved mountains, and fed thousands with a few loaves and fish. No diagnosis, no financial burden, no broken relationship is beyond your reach. I release every impossibility into your hands. Where I see no way, I trust that you are creating one. Lord, help me not just to say I trust you, but to live in that trust, even when the answers do not come immediately. Strengthen my faith so that I may rest in your promises, knowing that your timing is always perfect and your ways are always higher than mine. You have done it before, and you will do it again. Lord, remove every obstacle standing in the way of my faith. Let my heart not be weighed down by fear or doubt. I surrender every challenge to you and choose to trust in your sovereignty. When I grow weary, be my strength. When I feel lost, be my guide. I will stand in the assurance that you are always working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail for my good. I reject the whispers of fear that try to hold me captive. Just as David stood before Goliath, armed not with human strength, but with unwavering faith in you, Lord, I choose to stand firm against fear. David did not let the size of the giant before him shake his trust in you, and I will not let the challenges I face steal my courage. Like Peter, who stepped out of the boat onto the waves, I will keep my eyes fixed on you, refusing to be overtaken by the storms around me. Fear may try to paralyze me, but I will move forward, knowing that your power is greater than any obstacle in my path. Just as you commanded Joshua to be strong and courageous, reminding him that you would be with him wherever he went, Joshua 1 verse 9. I choose to stand firm in faith. I will not be intimidated by the challenges before me, for I know that you go before me, preparing the way. My strength does not come from my own ability, but from your mighty hand guiding me through every trial. I will not be defined by my failures, anxieties, or past mistakes. Your word says that you have not given me a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Therefore, I will walk boldly, knowing that I am covered by your grace. My confidence does not rest in my own abilities, but in your unwavering strength. Holy Spirit, lead me. Direct my path so that I do not rely on my own understanding, but trust in your divine wisdom. Help me recognize the doors you open and the ones you close. Even when the road ahead is unclear, I will not waver, for you are my firm foundation. Lord, let my steps be ordered by you so that I may walk in alignment with your purpose for my life. I declare breakthrough over every difficulty. I believe that you are already moving mountains in my favor. You are my Redeemer, my provider, my healer. Let restoration flow where there is brokenness, and let victory rise where there has been defeat. I will not live in despair, but in the truth that you have called me to a life of abundance and purpose. Father, help me shift my focus from my struggles to your greatness. I will not allow the weight of the world to consume me, for you have already overcome it. My trust in you is unshakable. Even in waiting, I know you are at work. You are never late, never absent, never indifferent. Your promises are not empty words. They are truth that I can stand on. Renew me today, Lord. Fill me with energy, focus, and determination. Help me to steward the strength you give wisely, using it to uplift others as well as sustain myself. I take a deep breath, inhaling your presence, exhaling the weight of worry. I close my eyes and envision your light surrounding me, infusing every part of my being with strength and clarity. In this moment of stillness, I surrender my exhaustion and invite your spirit to refresh my soul. Let my heart beat in rhythm with your peace, my thoughts align with your wisdom, and my steps be fueled by divine purpose. As I embrace the day ahead, I do so with confidence, knowing that you sustain me and will provide exactly what I need. When I feel drained, remind me that I do not walk this journey alone. Let my body be strong, my mind be sharp, and my spirit be steadfast. I refuse to live in exhaustion when I have access to supernatural strength. With you, I am never empty, never weary, never without hope. I step into today with expectation. You are the God of abundance, of provision, of miracles. I will not shrink back in hesitation, but will embrace the opportunities you have prepared for me. I believe that you are unlocking doors, making a way, and releasing divine favor in my life. I choose joy today. I refuse to let stress, negativity, or frustration steal the peace that you have placed in my heart. I will take moments to pause, breathe, and realign with your presence when I feel overwhelmed. I will remind myself that my joy is not dictated by my circumstances, but is a gift from you, a wellspring that cannot be diminished by the world around me. My joy is not dependent on circumstances. It is rooted in you. Even in trials, I will praise you, for you are my refuge and strength. I declare life over myself and my loved ones. My words carry power, and today I choose to speak faith over every situation. What words will you speak over your life today? Choose them wisely, for they shape your reality. I will speak words of hope, strength, and victory, knowing that my declarations align with God's promises and set the course for my future. I am victorious, and no weapon formed against me shall prosper. You are working all things for my good, and I will not be shaken. Jesus, I draw near to you. I imagine you standing beside me, full of love, full of grace. I feel your presence like a gentle embrace, reassuring and unwavering, reminding me that I am never alone. In the stillness, I sense your strength holding me up, your peace settling every anxious thought. I lean into your nearness, knowing that you are my refuge, my anchor in every storm. I see you reaching out your hand, gently lifting my chin, reminding me to hold my head high. In this moment, I remember the times you have guided me, through the valleys of uncertainty, through the storms I thought would never pass. I recall the still, small voice that whispered hope when my heart was weary, the unexpected peace that covered me in moments of fear. You have always been there, even when I failed to notice. Now, as I stand before you, I choose to trust in your guidance once more. Lead me, Lord, not just in this moment, but in every step I take today and in the days to come. I hear your voice whispering, "My child, I see your struggles. I hear your prayers. Do not be afraid. I am with you. I will strengthen you, guide you, and never let you go. I receive your presence, your peace, and your promises. You are my stronghold, my safe place, my ever-present help in time of need. No matter what today holds, I will walk forward in faith, knowing that you are with me. Lord, bless those who are reading this prayer. Strengthen them, encourage them, and remind them that you are able to do exceedingly and abundantly more than they can ask or imagine. Let them feel your love surrounding them today. Open their hearts to your presence, and let them walk in confidence, knowing that you are always near. May today be a day of peace, of purpose, and of breakthrough. I place my trust in you, and I will not waver. You are able, you are faithful, and you are good. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. A moment of divine intervention. The morning air was crisp as Daniel stepped out of his small apartment, his mind heavy with worries that seemed to multiply overnight. Bills piled on the kitchen counter, job applications left unanswered, and the gnawing uncertainty of whether his faith was truly enough. He had prayed, he had fasted, and yet heaven felt silent. The weight of responsibility bore down on him like an anchor, making even the simplest tasks feel exhausting. Today was different. A sense of restlessness filled him, urging him to take a detour from his usual route to the community library where he spent hours searching for job openings. Instead, he found himself walking towards the edge of town, where an old church stood, one he hadn't entered in years. The doors were open, the faint hum of a hymn drifting out into the morning. Something inside him resisted. He almost turned away, but then an old memory resurfaced, his mother's voice whispering when he was a child, "God moves in the unexpected places, Daniel." With a sigh, he stepped inside. The church was empty except for an older man kneeling in prayer near the altar. Candles flickered, casting soft shadows against the wooden pews. Daniel hesitated, unsure of why he was even there, when suddenly the man turned and met his gaze. "You seem like you're looking for something," the man said, his voice kind yet firm. Daniel let out a short, humorless laugh. "Aren't we all?" The man smiled and gestured to the pew beside him. "Sit with me a moment." Daniel wasn't sure why he did, but something about the stranger's presence felt familiar, as if he had known him before. As he sat, the man continued speaking. Life has a way of making us feel forgotten. We pray, and when the answers don't come in our timing, we start to wonder if God has closed his ears. Daniel felt a lump form in his throat. He had never voiced these thoughts out loud. Yet here they were, spoken by a stranger who knew nothing about him. But God's silence, the man continued, isn't rejection. Sometimes it's an invitation to trust, to wait, to keep walking even when the road is unclear. Daniel exhaled slowly. I don't know how much more waiting I can do. The man nodded. You're not alone in that. Neither was Joseph when he was forgotten in prison. Neither was Elijah when he sat under a tree, too weary to move forward. Neither was Jesus when he cried out on the cross. But every one of them saw God move at just the right time. Daniel looked down at his hands. So what am I supposed to do now? The man smiled. What you've already been doing. Keep praying. Keep showing up. But most importantly, keep your heart open, because the answer may come in a way you never expected. As Daniel left the church that morning, something had shifted within him. The weight was still there, but it no longer felt like an anchor, more like something he could carry, knowing he wasn't carrying it alone. And for the first time in a long while, he walked forward not with certainty, but with faith. Daniel's journey was never about the destination. It was always about the process. From the weight of uncertainty to the unexpected encounter in the church, every moment was shaping him, molding him into a man who would learn to trust even when he couldn't see. His struggles were real, his burdens heavy, and his doubts persistent. Yet, through every unanswered prayer, through every moment of silence, God was working behind the scenes, aligning circumstances far beyond what Daniel could comprehend. For too long, Daniel had measured his faith by immediate results. If prayers weren't answered quickly, he assumed they never would be. If doors remained closed, he wondered if God had abandoned him. Yet his journey led him to an undeniable truth. Faith is not about receiving answers on demand. It's about trusting in the character of God, even in the waiting. That morning in the church was not just a chance encounter. It was a divine appointment. The old man's words lingered in Daniel's heart long after he left. God's silence is not rejection. It is an invitation to trust. Those words echoed in his mind each time he felt frustration creep in. When job opportunities didn't pan out, when his financial burdens loomed over him, when loneliness tried to consume him, he held on to those words. Days turned into weeks, and although circumstances hadn't drastically changed overnight, something within Daniel had. He no longer woke up feeling defeated before the day had even begun. He started approaching his challenges with a different perspective, not as obstacles, but as opportunities for God to show his faithfulness. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" he began to pray, "Lord, what are you teaching me in this season?" This shift in mindset didn't erase the struggles, but it gave him the strength to endure them. One afternoon, as Daniel walked past a local cafe, a help-wanted sign caught his eye. It wasn't a dream job, but it was an opportunity. Remembering the words of the old man in the church, "Keep showing up," Daniel walked inside and inquired about the position. To his surprise, the manager interviewed him on the spot. What he thought would be a simple part-time job turned into an unexpected blessing. The cafe owner was a retired businessman who, upon hearing Daniel's background, offered to mentor him. Through this connection, doors opened that Daniel never could have predicted. This was the essence of faith, not seeing the whole picture, but trusting the one who holds it. Daniel learned that God often moves in the small, quiet moments, through people, through unexpected opportunities, through moments of reflection. Looking back, he realized that his breakthrough had not come in the form of a single miraculous event, but through a series of seemingly ordinary moments that were anything but ordinary in God's hands. Lessons for life today. Daniel's story is not unique to him. It mirrors the struggles that many of us face. The weight of uncertainty, the fear of the unknown, and the longing for clarity are battles we all endure. Yet, like Daniel, we are called to trust, even when the answers do not come immediately. Here are a few lessons we can take from his journey. God's timing is perfect, Even when it feels delayed, just because you don't see movement doesn't mean God is not working. Sometimes, the delay is necessary for preparation. What feels like silence is often God orchestrating something beyond what we can see. Faith is not about comfort. It's about trust. Faith is not just about believing when things are easy. It's about standing firm when life is hard. It's about trusting in God's goodness, even when circumstances make no sense. God moves in the unexpected. Daniel found his next step in an ordinary cafe. Often, we look for God in the grand moments, but he frequently reveals himself in small, daily interactions. Be open to his leading in places you wouldn't normally expect. Your mindset shapes your reality. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening?" start asking, "What is God teaching me?" Perspective shifts everything. When you approach difficulties with the mindset that God is working, you will start to see his hand in the middle of the process. Keep showing up. Faith is not passive. It requires action. Keep praying, keep believing, keep walking forward, even when you don't see the way. Doors open for those who persist. If you find yourself in a season of waiting, uncertainty, or discouragement, take heart. You are not alone. Just like Daniel, you are in a process of being shaped, strengthened, and prepared for what's ahead. The answers may not come overnight, but that doesn't mean they aren't coming. Your breakthrough might not arrive in the way you expect, but God's plans are always better than our own. Trust the process. Keep your heart open. Walk in faith, knowing that even in the waiting, even in the silence, God is moving.